You ever walk out of the gym feeling like Thor, then wake up the next morning feeling like SpongeBob after leg day? Yeah. Let me tell you something that's going to hurt your soul. Your gym routine, that routine you've been defending like it's your firstborn child, it might actually be making you weaker. Not stronger, not bigger, not beast mode. Weaker. And today, we're exposing it. Because I was that guy. I used to think I was building muscle. Turns out, I was building ego, and back pain, and a weird obsession with mirrors. Welcome to Gains Guy, where we build muscle and occasionally destroy our own delusions. Let's talk about ego lifting. You know what ego lifting is. It's when you load up 225 on bench, but your chest isn't lifting the weight. Your spine, your shoulders, your ancestors, they're lifting it. I used to do this all the time. I'd walk into the gym like, today I PR. No warm-up, no mobility, just vibes and trauma. And then I'd do half reps. You know those reps, the Instagram angle reps, where you move the bar 3 inches and scream like you just fought a bear. Bro, if your range of motion is shorter than your attention span, you're not training, you're negotiating. I remember one time this older dude, probably 50, built like a tank, comes over and says, "Son, why are you benching like you're scared of the bar?" I said, "I'm going heavy." He said, "No, you're going insecure." That hurt. But he was right, because here's the truth. Your muscles don't care about the number on the bar. They care about tension. And when you ego lift, you shift tension off the muscle and onto your joints. Translation, you don't grow. You just collect injuries like Pokemon cards. Let's talk about mirror addiction. You ever see someone doing lateral raises, but they're staring at themselves like it's a Tinder date? That was me. I wasn't training shoulders, I was flirting with myself. I'd hit one decent rep and be like, "Damn, bro, you kinda built." Meanwhile, my shoulders weren't even fully engaged. I was basically doing arm swings with dumbbells. Here's what happens. When you focus more on how you look than how the muscle feels, you lose mind-muscle connection. You turn your workout into a photo shoot, and the only thing growing is your delusion. I once spent 15 minutes adjusting lighting near the dumbbell rack so my pump would look better. 15 minutes! That's not hypertrophy, that's insecurity with good angles. Now let's talk about overtraining, because Americans love this one. More sets, more volume, more exercises. If one bicep exercise is good, then 12 must be legendary, right? Wrong. I used to do barbell curls, dumbbell curls, cable curls, hammer curls, preacher curls, concentration curls, spider curls. By the end of the workout, my biceps weren't pumped. They were filing a complaint. I thought soreness meant growth. If I couldn't straighten my arms the next day, I felt accomplished. But here's the twist. If you're constantly sore, constantly fatigued, constantly drained, your nervous system is cooked. And guess what builds strength? A healthy nervous system, not self-destruction. Your body grows when it recovers. But I treated recovery like it was optional. Sleep? Protein? Sometimes. Stress management? I watch gym motivation videos at 2 a.m. Yeah, that'll fix cortisol. Let's expose something controversial. The random bro split you copied from a 19-year-old influencer with perfect genetics and a ring light might not be working for you. I used to train chest once a week. Once, like it was a holiday. See you next Monday, chest. And then I'd wonder why it wasn't growing. Because frequency matters, consistency matters, progressive overload matters. But instead of tracking progress, I tracked vibes. If I felt strong, I added weight. If I felt tired, I blamed pre-workout. And let's talk about pre-workout for a second. If you need 400 milligrams of caffeine just to bench your body weight, you're not strong, you're caffeinated. I was basically vibrating through my workouts, heart beating like I just saw my ex with someone new, and I thought that was intensity. No, that was anxiety with a pump. Let me tell you when I realized my routine was making me weaker. There was this skinny dude at my gym, Quiet, no flashy clothes, no ego. He'd come in, warm up properly, control every rep, log everything in a notebook. Old school. I laughed. I thought, bro thinks this is 1998. 3 months later, he added 40 pounds to his bench. I stayed the same. Actually, I regressed because I was constantly fatigued, my joints hurt, my sleep was trash, my progress stalled, but my ego still huge. That's when it hit me. I wasn't training for strength. I was training for validation. And validation does not build muscle. It builds burnout. Let's talk about the pump, the holy grail, the Instagram filter of fitness. You ever get such a crazy pump you start walking different? Chest out, arms slightly bent, like you just got cast in a Marvel movie. And then 2 hours later, you look like you've never seen a dumbbell in your life. That's because the pump is temporary blood flow. It's not permanent growth. It's like flexing your bank account after depositing your paycheck before rent hits. You feel rich, but you're not. I used to chase the pump like it was a trophy. More reps, shorter rest, supersets on supersets. By the end, I couldn't even lift my arms, and I'd leave thinking, yeah, that was productive. But I wasn't progressively overloading. I wasn't tracking strength. I was just chasing a feeling. And feelings don't build muscle. Consistency does. Overload does. Recovery does. The pump is cool, but if your strength isn't increasing over weeks and months, you're just temporarily inflated, like gym ego on chest day. Let's address something that hurt me personally. I was terrified of cardio. I treated the treadmill like it was cursed. If I walked past it, I felt my biceps shrinking, because somewhere in bro science land, someone said cardio kills gains, so I avoided it. Meanwhile, I'd be winded tying my shoes. My conditioning was so bad that leg day felt like a hostage situation. Here's what actually happens. If your cardiovascular system is weak, your recovery between sets is weak. If your recovery between sets is weak, your performance drops. If your performance drops, your gains stall. You don't need to become a marathon runner, but if you can't jog without seeing your ancestors in the distance, we have a problem. When I added 2 to 3 short conditioning sessions a week, my recovery improved, my work capacity improved, my strength improved. Turns out, being slightly athletic helps in athletics. Crazy concept. Now this is where it gets uncomfortable. You train like an animal, but you sleep like a raccoon. Scrolling TikTok at 1:47 a.m., watching motivational videos while eating cereal, then waking up tired, blaming genetics. I used to do this. I'd train 5 to 6 days a week, but sleep 5 hours, eat inconsistent protein, stress about everything, and expect muscle to just appear. Muscle doesn't grow during the workout. It grows when you recover. You don't build a house while the construction crew is still tearing it down. If you're constantly stressed, underslept, underfed, your body prioritizes survival, not aesthetics. And I had to accept something painful. It wasn't my genetics, it was my habits. Here's the part that really hit me. I realized I wasn't weak because I wasn't trying hard enough. I was weak because I was trying hard in the wrong way. I was chasing intensity instead of intelligence, chasing exhaustion instead of progression, chasing approval instead of improvement. And that's relatable, because a lot of us don't just lift weights to build muscle. We lift to feel better, to feel stronger than we did before, to prove something, to ourselves, to other people, to the version of us that felt small. And that's powerful. But if your routine is built on ego, comparison, and random chaos, it's not empowering. It's self-sabotage with dumbbells. Let's simplify this. You get stronger by tracking your lifts, adding weight slowly over time, training close to failure, not to destruction, prioritizing recovery, sleeping like it matters, eating like you mean it, and training with intention. It's not sexy, it's not dramatic, it won't look crazy on Instagram, but it works. The boring stuff works. That quiet dude with the notebook, he wasn't boring, he was disciplined, and discipline beats hype every time. Comedic recap, stand-up style. Let me summarize your current gym routine. You walk in, blast pre-workout, hit half reps, stare at yourself for 12 minutes, do 14 curl variations, avoid cardio like it's contagious, sleep 5 hours, and then say, "Bro, I think I hit a plateau." No, you hit reality. Your body is not confused, it's tired. Here's the truth. You don't need a crazier workout. You need a smarter one. You don't need more exercises. You need more progression. You don't need to destroy yourself. You need to build yourself. And if this video just attacked you a little bit, good. It attacked me first. We're not here to protect ego. We're here to build strength. This is Gains Guy, where we train smart, lift heavy, recover harder, and stop pretending our pump means we're progressing. Now go fix your routine, and maybe, just maybe, stop benching like you're scared of the bar.